Hello, I'm Marion County Commissioner Sam Brentano, and we're here today to meet some longtime employees with Marion County. Well, this is a program we call Marion County Today. I steal this line from my fellow commissioner, Janet Carlson. It's really going to be Marion County Yesterday. And we have people that have up to 38 years with Marion County, still here, still liking it, and thought, what a wonderful opportunity to meet them, talk about the things they've seen at Marion County and where they're going, where they think the county's going, and to introduce the public to some pretty special people. So the first one, I've known through a mutual friend for a while, but probably don't know as well as I'd like to, and it's Dave Chamness. He's a public works project engineer. He's been with the county for 38 years. That's kind of one of the longest ones. You should have a service pin on you that recognizes.
Yeah, I'm not wearing my service pin today, but
it's one of the rare ones.
I've been told that I'm the longest tenured employee for Marion County at the present time.
It's the biggest one I've seen.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit. Let's go back, since we're doing yesterday. Go back,
Sure.
Growing up, anything you think that might be interesting, and maybe how you came to Marion County.
Well, originally I wanted to be an architect, but my dad had a brother, my uncle, who was a civil engineer, and so I job shadowed him for a little bit and decided I wanted to go into civil engineering. So that's kind of how I got my career direction. But then, anyway, I got my Bachelor of Science degree in civil engineering from Chico State University in California, and graduated and moved right up here out of college.
You grew up where?
In the San Francisco Bay Area.
Oh, you did? Mm-hmm. That it seems a little strange. And so what? Was there a job opened up?
There was a job opening.
Oh, I see.
I got it through my placement office at school.
Oh, wonderful.
And so I made the move up here.
So
didn't have any family here, but the job looked interesting.
So why don't you fill that gap in? What about family? What else have you done outside of work for 38 years?
Oh, probably, well, I have 7 kids.
Yep. You are?
Yes. And I'm expecting my 21st grandchild here next month.
Oh, wonderful.
And my wife and I really do like kids. We do foster care as well. So we've been doing that since 2008 or 2007. And we've done 48 foster kids over that time.
Oh, goodness.
So we do ages 0 to 5.
I am taken back to do all those things and all those people. I had 5 kids. I'm not trying to, and it's nothing in comparison, but that was a handful. So I recognize what 7 means by a lot. So current position at Marion County, or let's just start out. Okay. Let's go from the beginning. So you come out of Chico and get this job, and you show up here, and you go where, you meet who, what happens?
Well, when I started, the job was in, our public works office was in the floor 2M of the county courthouse. And when I showed up for that first day, they sat me down at a desk and said, here's some design standards, and here's our policies, and here's what we do for permits, and showed me around the office. And then about 10 o'clock in the morning, my boss came to me and said, could you come with me to the back window of the office? And it overlooked Church Street, I think it is. And he pointed to a car down there and he said, is that your Chevy Blazer? And I said, yes. And he goes, that's parked in a space that shouldn't be parked in. And so you might want to go move it. And by the way, I'd advise you take the bus too. It'll help on parking downtown. But that was back in the day when where the current parking structure is, there was just surface parking.
And I assume it was some judge's spot or something?
Must have been, because they found out about it pretty quick.
And who was this first boss that you were working with? Do you recall?
That was Mr. Jerica.
Jerica.
Yeah. He was there for a couple of months and then he moved on.
So I can't do the math quite. You're somewhere around 75. Where are you at here for 38 years?
Age-wise?
No, what year are you showing up here with the county?
1977.
77?
Mm-hmm.
So land use planning is just being talked about, comes around the corner, and civil engineer, but you're not a planner. But did that involve you any? And there was so much had to change in those days.
Yeah. No, it was just getting started. It was the early beginnings of it. And so I did land use planning for about
Oh, you did?
Initially.
I thought
yes,
you'd
I
have
did.
to. Okay.
Yeah. Not the actual land use planning, but the engineering aspect of it. And so we would get applications for partitions, subdivisions, and I would review those for application to standards, impacts for drainage, things like that, and then write up comments, and then we'd go into a staff report and it'd become conditions of approval. So people would see me to get their partition signed off for meeting the standards and whatnot.
So each city, Dave, that came in with a comprehensive plan would have had to tie it in with the counties. Would you be involved in that in those days too? That wasn't
No.
particularly
No.
more an individual
Yeah,
lot
just
ownership.
case,
So,
yeah, case by
okay.
case basis, but not the actual long-range planning.
So what else happens in 38 years? One question I like to ask, and perhaps I asked you already, but
Okay.
so you come to work 38 years ago, fresh out of Chico, and how do you know, or what even do you even think you might be here for 38 years? Did you right away say, oh, this is just what I'm looking for? I love this town. Give me something I can build on here, Dave.
Well, no, I had no idea I would stay this long. I mean, my dad was in one of his jobs 16 years, and at the time I thought that was quite a long time. But, you know, the years just started adding up. But, you know, you kind of forget about the years piling up as you're enjoying what you're doing. One of the things I really enjoy about my job is the variety. I've been an inspector out in the field. That was at the suggestion of Bob Hansen, because a designer really needs to have that practical field experience to know what's going to work and what doesn't work. And so done a little bit of that, did capital projects, design, and also project management as a project engineer. So
For the county?
Yeah, for the
For
county.
example, the jail, were you involved with or anything?
no, I wasn't involved in the jail.
Garbage
but,
burner?
a
Although
little bit in the county dog shelter, on some of the work on that. So one of the things that I also liked about the county's the way we have it set up in capital projects is that we can take a project from an inception to you know, kind of the cradle to the grave type concept. And so we'll get in on the front end, provide estimates and help with the grant writing, and then do the design once the grant's approved, and then we'll put together a construction contract, and then monitor the construction, have inspectors working for us, and dealing with the contractor, approving payments and whatnot, and until we do the as-built plans and put the project to bed. So.
I'm hesitant to ask the questions going through my mind, but just like me to say what I think. So our courthouse square building, the county didn't take advantage of its own resources and have it looked at. Was that something that you would have liked to? Do you been involved with? Or
Well,
it's so dangerous because
yeah.
we've taken care of it, but I'm just curious what you thought at the time.
Yeah, I was certainly interested in it. It was a little bit out of my area of expertise,
Okay.
but I did have an interest in it.
So again, 38 years, is there any time, event, person that, if we have a couple of minutes left, you'd like to help us remember? And
Well, there's been a couple of fun things I've been involved in. I was the chair of the Bicycle Advisory Committee. That was for the Technical Advisory Committee to the Mid-Willamette Council of Governments. And that was an enjoyable experience heading that up. We also had our food drive here, annual canned food drive, over a number of years. And one year, Sue McCracken, she sent out an email wanting to solicit interest in building a CAN structure. There's an organization called Construction that involves architects, engineers, and those type of people that have competitions. And so we put together a project replicating our covered bridge here in Marion County. And we did win the most creative use of labels for that competition, but that was a very fun experience.
I'm glad you brought that up because I was supposed to make sure it's in there. I think they're going to show a
Right.
picture of that
Yeah.
as they come in. And any one particular person, kind of time's winding up, and anybody that mattered to you a whole bunch, mentor, friend? What?
Well, I think Bob Hansen was,
Bob Hansen,
yeah, he was
yeah.
a good mentor. Getting my civil engineering degree was one milestone, but also getting my professional engineer's license was another milestone.
And he helped
And-
spur you to that somehow?
Yeah, he said, you know, you have enough time in, it's, you might want to see about taking your tests and getting your license. And so
good.
I was able to pass that on the first try back in
Well,
'83.
I'm going to have to wind it up, but it's
Okay.
such a, I think we could talk for a long time.
Sure.
You've seen a lot, and thank you for being with Marion County, coming in today, and thank you for the special things, especially the foster kids.
Sure.
That means a lot.
Yep. Thank you very much.